Hello students, parents, and guardians. I can only hope you're doing well during this unfortunate time. This is the first video of my experimental remote learning series for 3rd grade. Today we're going to talk about the concepts of perspective and value. We've already discussed how a long time ago artists figured out how to use math to draw what they actually saw and not what they thought they saw. We've talked about 1-point perspective with the horizon line where the sky and the ground meet, the vanishing point, and the diagonal lines meeting at the vanishing point. We've talked about a bird's eye view, which is the view from, that's right, from above looking down. We've also talked about a worm's eye view, which is the view from outstanding, from below looking up. Today we're going to add a little science into the mix. Today's perspective is atmospheric perspective. You've seen it before in movies and video games, or if you're outside, you just didn't know what it was called. It's clear to spot during the day. When you look off into the distance, you'll see that the air or the atmosphere around us plays a trick on your eyes. Not only does forced perspective make things appear smaller as they get further away, but they also appear to get lighter in color. This is called atmospheric perspective. Things are darker when they're closer to you, and then they are lighter as they get further away. We're only going to need a piece of paper and a pencil for this project. Alright, 3rd grade. I'm going to use a smaller piece of paper for you guys because I don't want to take up too much of your time. So I got my paper, obviously. I got a pencil and I have a sharpener, just in case. We're going to start making 3 mountains for our atmospheric perspective project. I'm going to start from the edge of the paper, the side, and I'm going to draw whatever shaped mountain I would like, and it's going to end at the bottom of the paper. That's mountain number 1. Mountain number 2 is going to start right on the line of the first mountain, wherever. It doesn't matter if it's down here or if it's up here. It's going to touch the line and it's going to go off to the right side, whatever shape you want. That is mountain number 2. If it helps you to label them, you can do that. Do it lightly. Mountain number 1, mountain number 2. Now, the final mountain is going to go right in between the first and the second mountain. Again, it's going to start at the first mountain, whatever shape you would like, and end at the second mountain. Now we have 1, 2, 3 mountains. Now we're going to start shading these. Normally you use paint with this, and if you wanted to do this with paint, you add black to colors to make them darker and white to colors to make them lighter. But many of you may not have paint, so I don't think that would be fair to show everybody how to use paint. Hopefully we can do that when we get back. So I'm going to start with the number 1 mountain. To get my values to be darker when I'm shading, I have to press the pencil harder than I normally would. I don't want to press it so hard that I break the lead. So it's going to take a little bit of practice. You're definitely going to have to resharpen your pencil after this. You probably want to use a smaller sheet of paper to do this too, especially if you're going to do this more than once. If you don't, if you want to use a bigger piece of paper because it takes longer and you can occupy your time, then you can do that too. So again, I'm pressing harder than I normally shade or normally write to get that pretty dark. Yeah. Gotta sharpen this again. Now, moving on to mountain number 2. This one's gonna be easy because all I need to do is just shade how I normally write. By the end of this, we're gonna have 2 different values. We're gonna have a dark value, which is mountain number 1, and now we're gonna have a medium value, which is mountain number, oops, gotta hold it sometimes, mountain number 2. If you turn your pencil to the side as you're shading, you can cover more ground faster. So instead of doing it straight up and down like this, which will take forever, you can turn it to the side and you'll cover more area faster. So now we have a black mountain and we have a gray mountain. Now we want our third value, which is going to be our light gray mountain. Now in order to do that, and this really takes a lot of practice, is to shade lighter than you normally write. This was harder, this was regular, and this is going to be lighter, barely touching the paper. Barely touching the paper. Again, on the side, so you can cover more ground faster. Now we have 1, 2, 3 different values demonstrated for atmospheric perspective. You can add whatever you would like in the sky. You can do some birds if you want. You could do the sun going behind the mountains, or if you just want it in the sky, you can obviously do some clouds if you would like. You can add some trees to the mountain. Remember, if you want to draw trees, the easiest way is to do one line on the left side, one line on the right side, and then you can do like kind of like cloud shapes at the top. And that's the easiest way to draw a tree. But you're done. That's it. Atmospheric perspective. Yeah, I should probably hold it up because the light kind of messed with it.
mrcobbsart.com. They said